Hello and welcome to today's episode of the Ramblings of a 42-Year-Old Man. Chris Smith here with you again. Today we are going to kind of conclude the coverage we did yesterday with the Scream franchise. I was able to go out and see the new movie of the franchise last night, Scream 6. And so we'll do a quick rambling about that today, talk about my thoughts a little bit. I'll try not to be very spoilery, but if you are wanting to see it without knowing anything about it, definitely watch it before watching this video, because no matter what, some of the stuff might be considered spoilers for some people. So give us just 1 minute and we will be talking about Scream 6. So Scream 6 is the newest part of the Scream franchise. Actually today is considered opening day. I was able to watch it last night at a late Thursday screening. And I have to say, it's definitely up there with some of the better ones. Scream as a whole is a pretty strong franchise. There's none of them that are just horrible. Scream 3 would definitely be my least favorite of the bunch, but even it has some good qualities to it. I would plant this one kind of right in the middle. I would put 5 and 6 both below 1 and 2. Actually, I would go 2 and 1 in that order. But I would put both of these above 4 and 3. So really that middle section of the 6 so far. I have to say, I think I liked last year's number 5 a little bit more. Honestly, these two are probably kind of neck and neck. It's kind of like Scream 1 and 2. They're very neck and neck. But I think what I liked about the one last year was just how much it kind of cleaned the slate and got us propelled on this, and this is a continuation of that. We are definitely following the newer characters in this one. It is definitely moved forward with a new crew of characters. We're not kind of locked into that core 3 that we were for the first 4 entries, and then who were all 3 back for number 5 as well. This one we are definitely moving on with the newer group of characters, and we'll get into some of the reasons why that is. But so real quick, this obviously release date today, March 10th, 2023. Once again, directed by the same crew that did Scream 2022 last year. And I'm going to keep calling it Scream 5 because it just gets too much. So Scream 5 last year. That's Radio Silence, the ones who, as I mentioned on yesterday's video, had done the movie Ready or Not before this. Really great, fun horror flick with Samara Weaving in it, who makes a small part in this movie as well. Written by Gus Busick and James Vanderbilt, who also wrote last year's Scream 5, and a lot of the returning cast, like I said, the newer members of the cast who started with Scream 5 are returning core now. In fact, they're called the Core 4 as they're going to go forward. So we got Melissa Barrera's Sam Carpenter, we got Jenna Ortega's Tara Carpenter, her sister. We got Mason Gooding and Jasmine Savoy Brown as the twins that are Randy Meek's niece and nephew, Randy being from the first 2 Scream movies. That's our core 4. They were introduced to us in the last movie, and they're continuing on this way. So we kind of replaced the Neve Campbell, David Arquette, Courtney Cox trio with this core 4 group of people. That being said, Neve Campbell does not make an appearance in this one. There's a quick kind of side of, hey, I've talked to Sydney. She's not coming out here. She's taken Mark and gone into hiding because they just don't want to deal with this anymore. Mark being her husband, who I believe is the name of Patrick Dempsey's character in Scream 3. So evidently those two got married. But Courtney Cox does make an appearance, and even her character is maybe 10 to 15 minutes of screen time. She's not a very big chunk of this movie. She does have a great set piece around her character, but other than that, it really is that this focus has the franchise's focus has completely moved on to this new group of kids, and they do a great job. Some of the plot armor that I guess you could say that we had with Neve Campbell, David Arquette, and Courtney Cox kind of continues here, where this core 4, how in trouble do we think they're going to be? How tense is it when they're being attacked? But do we think that they're going to die or not? There's definitely a lot of will they, won't they moments of is Ghostface going to take these kids out or not? We're still early enough with, being in the second movie of this kind of new group of characters that's possible. By Scream 2, we were killing off, Jamie Kennedy's character, who we thought was kind of a cornerstone character at the time. So, there is some thought that, maybe we'll get rid of, there's 4 of these kids to choose from. Maybe one of them will not make it by the end of this movie. But it does kind of similar to the vibes that you would get from the core 3 in the first 4 Scream movies, where, okay, they're probably safe at this point. Or if it is, it's going to be a really big deal if something were to happen to them. So that's our kind of our core cast. This one is also joined by a pretty solid group of supporting characters coming in. So you got Hayden Panettiere comes back. She was in Scream 4 as Kirby. We thought possibly she was dead at the end of Scream 4, but she is able to make a comeback in this one. Dermot Mulroney, he's new to the franchise. Samara Weaving, new to the franchise. She's kind of taken on that opening credit scene that Scream is always famous for. Somebody kind of starting up the movie with a big set piece. Samara Weaving and Tony Revolori are both kind of taking care of that. Henry Czerny, who was another actor that was in Ready or Not with the same directing and writing crew, comes in as a psychologist for a little bit. A lot of other small roles here and there, but that's kind of your side characters for this movie. I'll say I enjoyed this quite a bit. Like I said, I planned it right in the middle of my rankings of the Scream movies, not because it's not good, but because pretty much all of the Scream movies in one way or another are good. Even the lesser ones are still really good, solid movies. This one is middle of the pack, but it's not because it's not good. It is very good. It's very entertaining. It's got a couple good tense set pieces, and it's got some twists to it, some twists and turns. They always do. The Scream franchise works as well as it does because instead of it just being like your Jasons or your Michaels, where it's always the same killer, you know who it is every time. There's a mystery aspect to the Scream franchise that you don't get with a lot of slashers. So that's good. That being said, it definitely leaves open, room for these characters to continue forward into if they're going to finish out a trilogy or if they're going to continue on the franchise, however they're going to do it. Definitely leaving it open to being able to continue. So we'll see how it goes. I have a feeling with the amount of hype that this one has gotten, that box office should be pretty good. And if they're wanting to make a seventh one, I'm sure that the studio would be all about it. So we'll see how that goes in the future. But that is Scream 6. Very enjoyable. Anybody who likes the Scream franchise at all, this is would be right up their alley. This is definitely fits in with the Scream, especially with the revamp of it that we got last year. This is definitely a really good continuation of it. So thank you for watching. Hopefully, if you watch the movie, you enjoy. And thank you for listening to me ramble.